Happy Sunday. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday. My name is Susan Biwara. I welcome you to my daily Sunday motivational, inspirational teachings. I'm a spiritual teacher. Good morning. So I've been coming on TikTok Live for the last few Sundays and Wednesday afternoons, and I've really been trying my best to fine-tune my speaking skills. And I know this all has purpose for me, whether or not it's helping you guys. I hope so. I hope so. I'm here today because I've actually been asked to do an inspirational speech in front of a live audience. And so I haven't said yes or no, but I know that that's part of my path going forward. So today I'm going to try to practice a little bit on you guys. Even though I've been practicing for quite some time on you guys, I'm going to have a little speech and I'm not going to answer any questions, and I will at the end of my spiel, okay? So I thank everybody for being here. I know you're all going to be complimentary. And please leave your advice to me if you have any good advice. I love smart questions. I don't have time to block anybody. So if people are offensive in the chats, I apologize. Ignore them. I ignore them. And we'll get started. We're going to get started. And there are two people that you're going to meet in your life. Two people. Two types of people. The first type of person you're going to meet, this person will be a friend who is a validator, okay? You're going to have people in your life who comfort you, who bring you validation in the ways where they take your side. They listen to you well. They almost enable you in your mindsets because they don't really have opposition, right? These people will be your go-to friends who, share with you the gossip, who you're able to confide in about certain conflicts that you're having, your complications at work, and, the difficulties you're having with your family members, those types of people. Your go-to friends, those people are there for you to validate you. Then you're going to have other people who are the truth sayers. The truth sayers are going to be your friends who always tell the truth, who can see situations from different perspectives, and who can guide you in a way through spirit back onto your path. Because the truth is, a truth sayer, a truth seer is always there to help guide you back to your path. Spirit is all about truth. Some of you really love to go and not take responsibility, not take accountability, not really look at yourselves when it comes to conflict. You will easily take that comfort, take that energy from people, and use it to validate your behavior or your mindset. You're not really here on the path towards enlightenment. You're really here still walking the path of your ego. This is really important for you to discern, okay? You really need to know the difference between a person who's here validating you and enabling you, and a person who is here helping you and guiding you. There is a huge difference. If you're lucky, most people who are walking the path of their ego, they view the truth sayer as something negative. They view the truth sayer as something they would like to avoid. This is how you can tell what path you're walking. If you are lucky, the truth sayer, if you have a truth sayer in your life, if you are lucky, you should recognize that you are being guided. You are being guided. You're being spoken through to from spirit. Okay? Because spirit is all about the truth. If you can't recognize the truth in yourself, in the way you think, in your behaviors, you can't recognize your spirit. You can't recognize your soul energy. You can't recognize the guidance, the connection that you have with spirit. Why is this important though? I already mentioned, you are on two different paths. You have two sides of you. You have two sets of friends around you. You have people who are walking parallel with you, who are here on one side or the other. Which side? You have to ask yourself, what do I need right now? What is going to help me? Is it going to help me to hear what I want to hear? Is it going to help me better myself to fall into that path of everybody else? Is that going to help me? Enlighten me? Can I look at myself? Can I figure out what the truth is? Because even though we are walking parallel paths with the truth and with our ego, with our spirit, these are two different realities. This is really where it gets complicated. These are two different realities. One reality, it has the truth, and the other reality has its own set of truth. And two truths can be true at the same time. It's like drugs can save your life and drugs can kill you, right? Two truths can be accurate at the same time. Two different realities. How do you figure that out? How do you figure out which side of the path you're on, whether or not you're being supported by the truth sayers, or whether or not you're being enabled? Because when you're the person who is in the conflict, it's sometimes hard. It's sometimes hard to discern that, right? You have something that feels really good to you. It feels really good to be supported and comforted and validated, right? That's a good friend. That feels like a good friend. But on the same other side, this is sometimes the truth. The truth really is where you're going to find your enlightenment, where you're going to find that higher vibration, where you're going to find that abundance, where you're going to find the right path. And you can view this in a way like a lot of people, let's say you're breaking up with somebody. Let's say you're breaking up with somebody and you're in a lot of pain and you want to project a lot of blame on that person and you didn't want the breakup, or you are the person who is breaking up and you're getting a lot of that projection onto you, right? That's just one example of where we start to see those people come into our lives. This is not something that is coincidental, you guys. This is something that is real. They come into our lives, and now you have to make a choice of how you're going to let that energy guide you. Because a lot of us in that time of pain and discomfort, we want to feel comforted. We want to be in the victim mode. We want people to feel sorry for us. We want to blame our partners for things that have gone wrong. Right? We want to sit in that energy of grief. It's important to grieve relationships, but it's also very, very important to recognize you're going to have that other set of friends who are going to tell you, this is for the best. He was no good for you. She was no good for you. This is opening your doors to something different and new. This is a long time coming. You've wasted a lot of time. Let's move to something better. Maybe your standards are too low. Do you see how you have those two groups of different people in your lives? The truth sayer and the comforter. The truth sayer and the enabler. Right? This is part of your path, you guys. If you keep your eyes open, this is a part of your guidance system. Everybody around you is a soulmate. Everybody around you is looking to help you. Everybody around you is looking to guide you, because that's the purpose of soul family. That's the purpose of your relationships. You're going to find where you align with people through that guidance, and where you are mentally. Where do you want to be guided? You have to decide that. You have to make that decision. You have to figure out if you're here to be enlightened and follow the truth, or whether or not you're going to follow the others. Thank you for all the compliments, you guys. So this is part of your guidance program, and this is a part of your intuition in your discernment, because you have to recognize as well that there are different realities going on, and two different realities can be true at the same time. Okay? So where do you want your truth to lie? What is your vision? Do you want to continue down a path that pulls you in the direction of being the victim to your circumstances? Or do you want to use the wisdom that you're receiving and move towards enlightenment? That's a hard decision to make. And it's hard to make it when you're in the situation, because your heart hurts, right? We've all been heartbroken before. We all know and have experienced heartbreak. And you've all experienced, to some degree, I hope, you've seen the full circle of how relationships work. You've seen how you could be so upset about a situation not working out, and then a year or two later walk in and stumble into something that has been amazing, something that you wouldn't have experienced had that not worked out, right? Hopefully a lot of you have experienced that phenomena, because that's really confirmation of how spirit works. How you are being guided to something for your higher self. How you are being guided to a better situation. Always. Always. If you allow that guidance to take place. A lot of you will resist it. Resistance is huge in relationships. So many people resist the unfolding, the falling apart. They work hard to maintain it. They work hard to fit into that situation where spirit is just trying to kick you out of it. And you're struggling, trying to be loved and accepted and favored and cared about, supported. That's all resistance. When you sit in a situation where you continually try to have somebody see you, you're looking for that energy again. You're looking for that enabling energy, because you aren't strong enough to make a move in a different direction. You're not strong enough to end something that should have ended a long time ago. You're not strong enough. You're afraid to make the change and step into self-respect and to step into your independence. So you're walking the path, and these situations are being thrown at you, and you're being tested. You're being tested all the time, you guys. You're being tested and you're being guided. And those little circumstances where you're not taking accountability, you're not taking responsibility for your energy and your behavior and your actions. Those little white lies that you tell, some of those white lies that you tell, it's if you believe in spirit, right? If you are on this path and you're here for the journey, you cannot hide that energy. there's an old saying, God knows everything, right? There's nothing you can hide, you guys, because your energy field is perfect. And it's all vibrational. Little white lies carry a vibration, and it's out there. You can't hide from that. Just because the person or the human in front of you may be naive enough to not recognize it, spirit recognizes it, the universe recognizes it. That energy is karmic. It's going to come back at you. There's no way to run from it. So there really is no purpose in trying to find a path that is enabling for you, or that isn't going to be full of truth. Because you can't hide that energy. Your energy field is perfect. Just like your physical body is perfect. Your organs, the way your body works and functions, it's amazing. It's amazing. Your energy field is perfect. You cannot hide from it. You cannot hide from energy. You can tell your lies, and you can tell your fibs, and you can feel your victim energy, and you can wallow. But it doesn't hide anything from the world and the universe. Spirit knows. Spirit knows the truth at all times. At all times. So how do you get there? How do you get there, and how are you able to make that discernment? How are you able to figure out what the truth is, and to look at yourself and take that accountability and that responsibility? Because, again, your energy field does not lie. So when you walk this path, always with that in your mind, that I can't hide from this, and you walk the path with accountability and responsibility and a willingness to hear Spirit's message and a willingness to follow the truth sayers, okay? Those friends that are here that are telling you the truth. If you're willing to do that, that vibration is extremely powerful, you guys. I never walk this path anymore thinking, how can I get away with something? How can I manipulate this situation to make me look good? How can I, fool somebody in order to get what I want? It doesn't happen. It's not going to happen on the path that I'm walking on. Because I know that my energy cannot be, it's not hidden, you guys. It can't be hidden. And it's karmic. That is all karmic energy. So you walk the path knowing what Spirit wants from you. Spirit wants accountability, responsibility, honesty, to the best of your knowledge. Accountability, responsibility, a mirror for you to look at, to know where your behavior has gone wrong, to understand where your energy isn't helping a situation, or where your energy is looking to feel sorrow and incapacity. That's not what Spirit wants for you. Spirit wants you to feel empowered. Empowered. Spirit wants you to be able to walk out of a situation with your head held high, with self-respect, with self-love. At some point in your path, when you're walking this path and you're walking with Spirit side by side, that is the number one priority, you guys. That is the number one priority. That is the goal. You're hand in hand with Spirit. If you're walking side by side, you are in such guided energy. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. Relationships will fall apart because you can't go wrong. The energy doesn't lie. How many relationships are you in, or have you been in, that you walked away from, that you ended things with? Are you on that path? Because that's a clear sign. That's a clear sign. And if you're the person on the receiving end, the person who's the one who people walk away from, there's a lot to uncover there. There's so many lessons to uncover there. Where do you stand with the truth? Where do you stand with the truth? Again, how can you tell? How can you tell? Because you have two sets of people standing around you at all times. Your circle of people. There's going to be your soul family, and then there's going to be those that empower your ego. Okay? You're going to have two sets of people around you at all times. Eventually, if you're following the truth sayers, okay, if you're following those the guided friends, the friends who are offering you perspective, who aren't telling you all the things you want to hear, but are telling you all the things you need to hear. If you have those people in your lives, do not shy away from them. Those are your guided soul family. That's your guidance. Okay? The other side, those are the people that should be falling away. The people that enable you. The people that aren't really looking out for your best interest, but are here to comfort you. This isn't a comfortable path, you guys. This is not a comfortable path. If you think you're walking this path to be in a place of stagnancy, then you're not walking the path. Because you should be uncomfortable a lot of the times. You should be making hard choices. You should be taking action that changes your life in some way, shape, or form. This isn't comfortable for me to be speaking, but I've really gotten into it now. It's been it's probably over a month and a half. This is a big fear of mine. Spirit is like, no, girl, this is where we're going. I have to follow that path. I prioritize Spirit's guidance over everything else. To a lot of people's dismay. Unfortunately, to a lot of people's dismay. And you should be disappointing people. Lots of signs to know if you're being guided, you guys. There's a lot of signs to know that you're walking with Spirit. That's an exciting path. That's the path that's going to bring you all the justice, all your abundance, all of your satisfaction, contentment, all the truth that can be revealed for you. Because through experience, you get all the wisdom that you can possibly get from Spirit. These relationships, they're here to teach you. But they're not the ultimate goal. They're not the ultimate goal. My goal in life, ultimately, is to find my place and my purpose and my peace, to coincide with that. And the people who come into my life, who are here to guide me, who are here to tell me the truth and share their truth, who challenge me in some way, shape, or form. Those are my people. I embrace those people. Those are the people I want in my life. Those are the people who truly love me. You are loved so much by the universe, by Spirit, by God, however you want to look at it. You are loved so much that you are being watched at all times. Your energy field is constantly calling in, constantly giving out. There is a constant communication that, although you don't may not understand it. Spirit understands it. There is a constant dialogue going on, you guys. It's not always verbal. It's not English. It's not whatever language you speak. It is not that, but it is constantly happening. There is constant communication happening about you. And your spirit team is talking about you. And they're watching you. And they're looking at you, and they're cheering you on, and they're hoping you make those powerful decisions for yourself. They're sending you all their energy and power and people to help you, guide you into that energy, into that success, into those healthy relationships, into your confidence. Your energy field is constantly communicating with your spirit team. It cannot be denied. There is 100% truth and accuracy about it. So what is your priority? Where are your priorities? And how are you able to find the truth and know that you're walking this path with the truth sayers? Where are you going to lay down your ego? When are you going to stop feeling sorry for yourself? How do you know you're feeling sorry for yourself? How do you know you're in that victim place? A lot of times you're just talking too much about it. You're focused too much on the situation that is bringing you the negativity. You're resisting. Right? So you have to step out of yourself a little bit and know that you got to get to that second layer of evaluation, you guys. You have to get to that second layer to step away from yourself and to be able to view from a broader perspective. What am I supposed to be learning right now? Instead of catering to your emotions sometimes, you have to step away and say, all right, where's my guidance? What am I supposed to be doing? What is my energy field putting out there? What is my mindset right now? Am I playing victim? Can I do something more powerful? These are such important questions to ask yourself when you are evaluating a situation. Before you allow yourself to just sink in to your place of grief and mourning, you have to ask yourself some important questions. Do I need to be in this grief and mourning? Sometimes you sink into it. It's not even warranted. But you're so practiced in it. You're so practiced in feeling a certain way that it comes natural to you to sink in, to be defeated, to view things from a different perspective, from the same perspective. It's not hard to tell if you have had the same relationships over and over and over again. And if you have experienced the same lesson over and over and over again. It's really not hard to tell that you haven't changed the way you react or think or made change in a different direction. Again, your energy field is what it is. It's the truth. It's going to attract the same things. It's going to put out the same information. The same conversation is going to continue to happen over and over and over again until you step to a different side. You're walking the path. You're walking this 3D world where everything is about the ego and comforting, and everything is about enabling, and you have to switch lanes sometimes. You have to figure it out. You have to say, okay, I'm not on this path anymore. I don't want to be on this path anymore. I want to walk with spirit. I want to know the truth about myself. I want to see everything that Spirit can see in me. I want to know everything that Spirit knows so I can make better decisions for myself, so I can be more powerful. That's the choice that you make when you go on a spiritual awakening. And that's the priority. That becomes the priority. Spirit becomes your priority. And your priority, when you're linked in with Spirit, is you. It's you. You are the focus. They have all their energy focused on you. You need to focus on you. You need to focus on your self-love, your self-respect, your wisdom, your empowerment. And it's beautiful. It is such a beautiful path. I know it's hard. It's hard to make hard choices. It's hard to lose relationships. It's hard to lose that materialistic mindset of finding your power within things or finances or status. That's really hard to put down for a lot of people. But Spirit doesn't care about those things. Spirit cares about your truth, your blueprint, your purpose that you are supposed to be living out here on this planet. Spirit cares about your integrity. Spirit cares about your honesty. All those things can come. All those other things come. They come to you. You can manifest it. But you have to walk that path first. You have to find that integrity first. You have to find that enlightened state first. That should be your priority. Everything else will be given to you. Everything else is easy to manifest when you are in that high vibration. It's so easy to manifest those things. Shh. Excuse me, my dog's crying. Right? I've written this before. I've spoken it many times. When you have a high vibration, when you are walking in that path with Spirit, and you're embodying the truth, right? Everything else falls away from you guys that is negative. It cannot exist. The truth is, it cannot exist in those high vibrational states. Alcohol, abuse, addictions, those things fall away real easy if you're walking that path, because it can't coexist. It's just impossible, because the energy cannot lie. It is what it is. It's a language. Some things cannot exist within that space. So that should always be your goal, is to find that higher vibration. And that really isn't difficult. It really isn't. There's the only bridge between this path and this path is fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of being judged. The fear of not fitting in. The fear of taking accountability. That's a big one. That's a huge ego death. Huge ego death. If you cannot take accountability for your own actions and your own behaviors and the negativity that you put out into this world, I mean, the karma justice on that speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. It's perfect science. There's going to be a lot of unhappiness in that energy. There's going to be a lot of victimhood in that energy. There's going to be a lot of woe is me in that energy, because that is the vibration of those energies. There is no truth. You can't get away from it, you guys. It'll follow you everywhere. And there's nobody above you saying, doing this to you. Your spirit team isn't doing this to you. Your spirit team, believe me, has been sending you guidance time and time and time and time again. They've been sending you the truth sayers over and over and over again. You have free will. You have the choice to decide. If you're shying away from people who tell the truth, there's a big sign. If people are leaving you because the relationship is unsatisfying, there's a big sign. The signs are there. You just have to open your eyes up. And I don't want you to walk through that path in shame, okay? Because it's not about shame. It's not about that. It's about your ability to look for the signs and to be able to follow them. You have to decide in your lifetime whether or not you're going to walk with spirit. That's a choice that you make. If you follow me, if you're here on my page and you're with me today, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's a big sign. Because I am a very high vibrational person. If you're running into me and you ran into my live today and you're hearing my words and it's making sense, I am a truth sayer. You need me in your life. You could follow me and join my lives whenever you want. I'm a truth sayer. That's the path that you want to be on. That's it in a nutshell. You don't have to constantly analyze situations. You don't have to constantly worry about the choices that you're making when you are following spirit, when you are following that high vibration, when there's honesty, truth, integrity involved. You don't have to worry about it because everything is being seen. You can't see everything, but spirit sees everything behind the scenes. Spirit knows everybody and what they say and their behavior and their action. And if you are aligned with that path with spirit and you are doing and moving and walking this path with truth and honesty, integrity, you have nothing to worry about. You can sleep fine at night. You know you can surrender with ease. Thank you. You know you can surrender with ease. You know you can hold your head high. These people, the truth sayers and you who are walking this path with spirit, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about the choices that you make. Even if it's not a direct line to where you're headed, spirit, sometimes we need to learn things. Spirit may take you like this a little bit, right? It may go like this a little bit. I've gotten to the point on my path so many times where I thought I knew everything, and I only was taught to learn more. There's so much wisdom that exceeds our capacity. There's so much divine wisdom that exceeds human nature. You can't possibly walk this path thinking that you know everything. Spirit will humble you so quickly. So quickly. You will get a smack down so hard. I've done it. I've lived it. I've been there. You will be humbled. and you'll get back up again, and you'll probably apologize in your head, in your mind's eye. You will have a heart-to-heart with Spirit, and you will say, what was I thinking? I don't know what just happened. I can't believe that just happened to me. What was I thinking? And Spirit will just embrace you once again and start to guide you once again. But Spirit is not controlling outcomes here. Spirit is not the one who is putting the resistance out there. Okay, Spirit is just cheerleading you from start to finish. But again, you have free will. You do have to learn discernment. You have to learn how to view circumstances from a broader perspective. You have to learn how to detach and not sink into that space of grief and victimhood. You have to learn when things are warranted and when things are not warranted. You have to learn which side of the street you want to walk with. If you're surrounded by truth sayers, or if you're surrounding yourself with the enablers. You have to learn yourself if you're a truth sayer or if you're an enabler. There's a lot you have to learn. It's all good stuff, you guys. None of it is bad. All of it is for your best interest, if you allow it to be. There is so much love in this universe for you. There's so much gifts for you. There's so much abundance for you. Nobody is without. There's enough for everybody. Nobody's losing. Nobody has to lose. I'll put it to you that way. People are losing, but nobody has to lose. These are choices that we make along our path. There are consequences to the choices that we make along our path. There is karmic energy. It is so literal. I don't know how to express this to people because people do not fear karma, and they should. Karmic energy is so literal. You literally lie. You will be lied to. It may not be apples to apples, but it will come back to you always because your energy is circular. It just goes in a big circle. What you give, you receive. Thank you. I fear karma. I fear not being in a place of truth. I fear my own energy sometimes because it's easy to get sucked in, right? It's easy to get into that place where you are mourning a loss of something that Spirit has guided you away from. So we, along the path, learn how to feel self-compassion, and we learn how to feel loving towards ourselves. We can't sit in a place of shame. Shame is one of those energies that, again, sucks you in. You got to learn how to step out of it. These are all things that you learn. You have to learn how to transmute energy. Just like your intuition, you have to learn it. It's a practice. It's a practice. We're going to end with a little bit of prayer. Spirit, and to all of my viewers today, and to everybody in my viewers' energies, to all their friends, to all their happenings, all their circumstance, all of their troubles. We ask for your guidance, Spirit. We ask for the truth sayers to come forward and to help guide us because we're ready. We're ready to receive that guidance. We are going to ask, Spirit. We are asking you to provide for us the guidance, not for the comfort of the enabling, but for the discomfort that we need to walk through in order to better ourselves and to enlighten our souls and to elevate our purpose here on earth. Our ears are open, Spirit. Our hearts are open. And we have a mind that has opened now. We are ready to listen. We're ready to receive the guidance. We're ready to take the action that it takes that you're asking for. This is my prayer for my collective, for my followers, for myself. And for the rest of the week, now, you have to have your eyes and ears open. You have to be willing to receive what's coming for you. You have to be able to see the people around you for what they are and categorize them in the right places. You have to be able to remember that you're walking with Spirit, and with Spirit comes truth, honesty, integrity, and accountability and responsibility. You have to be willing to change. These are the blessings of today in the guidance from Spirit, in my inspirational speech. I appreciate everybody who has stayed with me online this long.